Let's talk about the spell cast on the American citizens of the United States. It doesn't stop at empty refrigerators, furloughed, government jobs, or a crooked economy. That's just the surface. This starvation spell runs deeper. It's the invisible net woven through every system meant to sustain life. It starves the body through inflated food prices and unsafe water. It starves the mind through 24-hour fear cycles and mental exhaustion. And it starves the spirit through hopelessness disguised as just surviving. We're watching entire communities being drained dry. Healthcare is unaffordable for many. Prescriptions cost more than rent, and even those with good insurance are still rationing care. Parents are working overtime just to afford daycare. Elders are choosing between groceries and medication. And the youth, they're scrolling through despair, watching the American dream collapse into a digital nightmare. The systems that were supposed to protect the people have become the very channels of depletion, leaving citizens anxious, overworked, underpaid, and undernourished. And the cruel irony, even the workers inside the system are starving too. The nurses, the postal clerks, the TSA agents, the teachers, they were promised stability, but now they're learning that security without sovereignty is an illusion. This, my loves, is the starvation spell, a collective hypnosis designed to keep people in a permanent state of lack. Because when you're hungry, you're too tired to rebel. When you're broke, you're too afraid to dream. And when you're spiritually empty, you're easy to control. But here's the truth the system doesn't want you to know. You were never meant to depend on the hand that feeds you. You were meant to become the source that sustains you. Food stamps, federal jobs, healthcare plans, they are channels. They can serve you, but they can't save you. Because the true economy is energetic. And when the collective starves the soul will find new ways to feed itself through awakening, creativity, and divine rebellion. So today, we're going to talk about how this starvation spell works, how it shows up in our everyday lives, and how you can start breaking it. Not through panic or politics, but through personal power and spiritual self-sufficiency. Because once you see the spell, you stop being the victim of it. You start becoming the alchemist that transforms it. And I'll be honest, I didn't realize I was caught in that same energy until I had my own little hunger moment at work. A simple situation turned chaotic because I didn't feed myself first, not just physically, but energetically.
Where magic meets mindset, where the moon lights the way, manifesting with Mystique, every law's in play. Heads align it, believe it, receive it. With Mystique you'll achieve it. Manifesting with your cosmic path is clear.
I was being mistreated by my store leader, so I decided to manifest a transfer to a new store. You might remember the story. I stood firm, did my energy work, and the transfer finally came through. But here's the twist. On my second day at the new store, I made a complete fool of myself. A customer came in to buy cigarettes and asked for matches. Simple request, right? Except I was told last month that my company stopped giving them out. So when she insisted they still did, I doubled down until another team member stepped in and handed her the matches that were literally right there. I froze, didn't apologize, didn't laugh it off, just stood there feeling like a cartoon villain caught in 4K. Later, as I replayed the scene in my head, something clicked. I wasn't actually angry, I was just hungry. My energy was low, my aura was flat, and my vibration was running on fumes. That moment reminded me, even light workers can lose their glow if we don't feed the body, the mind, and the spirit. Do you remember that Snickers commercial where the old ladies were in the car acting all mean and cranky, but then the camera cut and boom, they were actually big, sweaty football players? The message was simple. You're not you when you're hungry. That was me behind the counter. I went from Mystique the manifestation mentor to the mean machine in 2.5 seconds flat, all because my energy tank was on empty. Hunger hijacked my aura, frustration borrowed my voice, and before I knew it, my higher self had clocked out for lunch without me. That moment became my mirror, because it wasn't just about being hungry, it was about being ungrounded, undernourished, and spiritually dehydrated. I had just manifested this new environment, but I hadn't protected my frequency enough to handle it gracefully. So today we're going to talk about why this happens, why even conscious beings can slip into a lower vibration when the physical body is neglected, and how to get back into energetic balance. And we're also going to learn a short ritual to clear up any karmic residue from this situation. Because let's be real, I have a feeling I'll see that lady again. And next time, I want my light shining, not my blood sugar dropping. You ever notice how being hungry can turn even the sweetest soul into a villain out of a Disney movie? One minute you're singing Hakuna Matata, and the next you're side-eyeing customers like Scar on the cliff. I call it spiritual hanger, when your vibration drops faster than your blood sugar. Let's be honest, enlightenment feels a whole lot less enlightened when your stomach is growling loud enough to drown out your intuition. Your aura doesn't expand, it contracts. Your third eye starts rolling instead of opening. You start seeing demons where there are just people asking for matches. It's funny, but it's also real, because being hangry isn't just physical, it's energetic. When we ignore our basic needs, our spirit can't express itself clearly through the body. It's like trying to stream divine guidance on one bar of Wi-Fi, buffering. Lord, is that you or my attitude talking? So before we get deep into the teaching, let's laugh at ourselves for a second, because we've all been there. The angels are probably up there shaking their heads saying, she's powerful enough to manifest a whole transfer, but forgot to manifest a snack. But laughter is cleansing, it lifts the frequency. So go ahead and chuckle, because today's lesson is all about maintaining your energy, protecting your vibration, and feeding your soul before you feed your frustration. When I look back at that moment in the store, I realized it wasn't just about me being hungry. It was a mirror of what's happening on a much larger scale. Look around. We're living in a time where systems that once fed the people are being stripped away. Governments are pulling supplemental food programs, and families are feeling that hunger not just in their bellies, but in their spirits. It's the same pattern. When people aren't nourished, they can't operate from their higher selves. Starvation, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, breeds reaction instead of reflection. It's hard to stay kind when you're running on empty. It's hard to be generous when your cup is cracked and dry. That's why self-care isn't selfish, it's sovereignty. Because when you feed yourself properly, mind, body, and soul, you no longer rely on unstable systems to sustain you. You start growing your own energetic garden. You become the source. When more of us do that, the outer world has to reflect it. You'll start seeing a shift. People creating community gardens, cooking again, learning to trade, share, and support one another. That's the real magic. The personal turning into the collective. What happened to me behind that counter was a tiny echo of a global imbalance. But the beauty of consciousness is this: awareness corrects the pattern. When we recognize how low energy distorts behavior, we can start raising our vibration intentionally. Today's ritual is going to help with exactly that, to release the karmic residue from moments when we acted out of depletion, and to refill the spiritual pantry so our light can shine even under pressure. You see, the powers that shouldn't be, the ones tightening resources, cutting programs, and keeping the masses dependent, aren't just starving people of food. They're starving the collective of energy, focus, and faith. It's energetic warfare disguised as economic policy. When people are tired, hungry, and worried about survival, they can't dream, they can't create, they can't manifest. Their frequency gets trapped in the root chakra, the level of fear, scarcity, and survival. And here's where the mirror comes in, because when we neglect ourselves, we do the same thing on a personal level. When we skip meals, skip meditation, skip rest, we become our own mini government, cutting off funding to our body and spirit. We tighten the budget on joy, we ration peace, and we restrict access to our own divine resources. So the lesson here isn't just about food stamps or politics, it's about recognizing the spiritual economics of energy. The universe has unlimited supply, but you must approve your own funding. When you feed your body, you fund your mission. When you rest your mind, you replenish your power. When you honor your emotions, you keep your kingdom balanced. This is what we're being taught collectively, that no matter what's happening out there, we are the first government we must govern. Our energy is our economy. Whether you receive food assistance or not, the law is the same. If you don't take care of yourself, something or someone else will take that control for you. So this is our spiritual protest, our energetic revolution to feed ourselves before the system can starve us. When we zoom out from our personal story, we see that every act of neglect, skipping a meal, ignoring rest, pushing through exhaustion, is a microcosmic spell. It sends a message into the field that says, I can survive on less. And because reality mirrors energy, the macrocosm responds in kind. Systems begin to echo that same vibration. Give them less. Food programs get cut. Wages stagnate. Creativity shrinks. The collective body reflects the collective belief. The truth is, the so-called powers that shouldn't be can only withhold what the people already believe they don't deserve. That's why the real rebellion is internal. When we choose to feed ourselves well and to drink water with intention, to eat foods that carry life, to rest as a sacred act, we override the starvation spell. We reclaim spiritual authorship. Self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolation. It means standing in your own current of abundance so you can circulate it freely. When everyone becomes a source, the need for control collapses. Imagine a world where each household grows a little food, shares a little wisdom, and guards its peace like treasure. That's heaven on earth in motion. So before we wait for governments or gurus to fix the famine, we must end the one inside of us. Because the moment you begin to nourish yourself fully, the matrix loses one more battery. When we talk about people losing food benefits or struggling to feed their families, we often forget that there's another group starving too, the ones inside the system. Think about the people who work for the government, the ones who keep this whole machine running. Many of them took those jobs because they believed it meant stability, benefits, and security. They thought, I'll never have to worry about a paycheck again. But then a government shutdown hits, and suddenly, the people who run the airports, the post offices, the offices that manage assistance programs, they're the ones waiting in line, wondering how to pay rent, wondering how to eat. The people guiding planes through the sky, scanning passengers at TSA, handling the mail, protecting borders. They're working without pay, tired, anxious, and still showing up because they believe in serving the public. And yet they're being starved too, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. Now here's where the mirror shows up. They're not that different from the ones waiting on food assistance. They're just sitting in a different row of the same classroom. One group is starving for food. The other is starving for stability. Both are being taught the same lesson. You cannot rely on a system that feeds you one day and forgets you the next. Let's be real. Most people take government jobs because they're told it's safe, it's solid. You'll always have a paycheck. But when that paycheck stops, the truth is exposed. Anything you treat as your only source can be used to control you. And that's the deeper message here, not just about food or money, but about energy and authority. Because the same thing that happens to them on a large scale, we do to ourselves on a smaller one. When we skip meals, like when we keep working through exhaustion, like when we don't pray, don't rest, don't breathe, we become our own little governments, enforcing austerity on our bodies and spirits. We cut the budget on joy. We delay the payment of peace. We ration the currency of self-care. We overextend ourselves on emotional credit. It's the same energy, starvation in another form. The system is teaching us through reflection. When people in power withhold resources, it's mirroring the ways we withhold resources from ourselves. When workers are asked to keep showing up unpaid, it's reflecting how we keep showing up for people and situations that don't replenish us. When paychecks pause, it shows us how fragile dependency is and how sacred true self-sufficiency must become. So what's the spiritual lesson here? It's not just get a side hustle or grow a garden, though that's powerful too. It's understanding that self-sufficiency begins in the soul. When you feed your spirit first, the body follows. When you protect your peace, provision finds its way to you. When you remember that source flows through you, not to you, no system on earth can starve you again. Because here's the truth. When government workers go unpaid, when people on food stamps are told to do more with less, when parents and public servants are stretched thin, it's all part of the same spiritual storm. It's the universe showing us that our old ways of surviving are expiring. We're being called to evolve from dependence into divine self-reliance. And let me be clear, this isn't about pride or pretending you don't need help. It's about remembering that help is not your source. It's just a channel. When one door closes, another opens, but you won't see it if you're looking at the lock instead of listening to the guidance within. So when you feed yourself, when you rest, when you pray, when you stand in gratitude instead of fear, you start rewiring the entire energetic economy around you. You become a walking declaration that says, I will not be starved. And that vibration feeds the collective too, because every time one person remembers their power, the system loses a little of its control. That's why this next part is so important, the Self-Sufficiency Blueprint, so we can talk about what self-reliance actually looks like in real life and how to begin restoring your inner economy. If we don't learn this lesson, the world we see right now, the hunger, the shutdowns, the anxiety, won't just continue, it'll deepen. When the people who feed the people stop being fed, society starts eating itself. The mother working 2 jobs begins snapping at her children. The teacher underpaid and underrested stops inspiring her students. The nurse working 12-hour shifts without support stops smiling at her patients. It's not because they're bad, it's because they're empty. If we don't replenish, we start running the world on fumes, and a world that runs on fumes will always crash. Spiritually speaking, when humanity ignores the need for nourishment, physical, emotional, and spiritual, we start birthing a culture of burnout. Compassion dries up, creativity dies. The vibration of survival becomes the background music of the planet. We'll see more division because hungry people don't share. We'll see more control because tired people don't fight. We'll see more manipulation because drained people don't discern. That's the prophecy of neglect. But here's the hopeful side. This timeline can still be rewritten, because every time one person wakes up and says, I'm going to take care of myself like my soul is sacred, it shifts the grid. When you rest, you help others rest. When you eat with gratitude, you help others remember they deserve to be fed. When you stop running on empty, you teach the world to refuel on truth instead of fear. If we ignore the lesson, we'll build a world of machines. But if we honor it, we'll build a world of miracles. So the choice is ours, collectively and individually. Feed your body, feed your faith, feed your flame, because the future will be decided by whoever stays nourished enough to love through the chaos. Now that we've looked at what happens when the world starves itself, let's talk about how we rebuild our own supply chain from the inside out. Because sovereignty isn't just a cute word we post online, it's a practice. And real self-sufficiency begins in 3 realms: body, mind, and spirit. Number 1, the body. Feed the temple. Your body is the headquarters of your mission. If the headquarters goes dark, the whole operation collapses. So feed yourself like somebody who carries light. Eat food that still has life in it: fruit, vegetables, herbs, living water. Pray over it. Whisper gratitude into your cup before you sip. Sleep like it's a ritual, not a reward. Stretch, walk, dance, breathe. Move your body every single day, not for vanity, but for vitality. Because every act of nourishment is a small rebellion against the system that wants you too tired to rise. Number 2, the mind. Feed the network. Your thoughts are the software that runs your inner economy. If you keep downloading fear, your system will always lag, so clear the cache. Unplug from the noise that's designed to drain you. Tune into frequency, not frenzy. Give yourself 10 quiet minutes a day, in your car, in the shower, wherever, to just breathe and reset. Journal your gratitude until your brain remembers abundance is real. Learn something new that moves you closer to independence. A skill, a craft, a truth. Because every time you expand your mind, you shrink your dependency. Number 3, the spirit. Feed the source. Spirit is your power grid. When you feed it, every other system thrives. Begin and end your day talking to the divine. Pray, affirm, or sit in holy silence. Surround yourself with high vibration sound, music, laughter, 528 hertz healing tones. Serve others from your overflow, not from your exhaustion. And give thanks for what you already have, because gratitude is the open portal through which new supply flows. Spirit never starves its children. It only asks that we stay connected to the line. Do one thing for your body. Eat well, rest, move. Do one thing for your mind. Read, write, learn. Do one thing for your spirit. Pray, breathe, bless. Do this every day, and you'll start to notice the shift. Clarity replaces confusion. Energy replaces exhaustion. Faith replaces fear. That's the blueprint. Not survival, sustenance, not dependency. Divine economics. Because the real revolution isn't out there in the streets. It's in your habits. It's in how you feed yourself before the world tells you what's for dinner.
This one's for every time I forgot to breathe, and every moment I put the world before my peace. But not anymore. I was living off caffeine and chaos, scrolling through storms in my head. Thought I could outwork the warning signs till my energy crashed instead. Mirror said, baby, slow down, your ground's sliding out of place. So I traded my worry for silence and found my holy space. Now I wake up with gratitude's rhythm. No more running on fear of fumes. I journal my storms into scripture and dance my doubts out the room. I'm tending my temple, mind, body, soul. No breakdowns, just breakthroughs, that's the goal. I stretch, I breathe, I pray, I glow. I'm a walking meditation, let the cosmos know I'm aligned in control. My spirit forgot my skin. Now I'm learning love from within. Taking naps like sacred rice. Moonbathing under Friday nights. Green juice and gospel on replay. Sweat dripping blessings each new day. If health is wealth, I'm paid in peace. My tension ties are all released. Soul said, forgive yourself, child. That's maintenance too. Every stumble was a cue to rest, to reset, to renew. Now I hum with heaven's tune. Laughter's my medicine, tears my tide. I walk with angels at my side. I'm turning my temple, mind, body, soul. No breakdowns, just breakthroughs, that's the goal. I stretch, I breathe, I pray, I glow. I'm a walking meditation, let the cosmos know I'm aligned in control. Reminder to take care before the climb higher, cause maintenance is magic, and I'm keeping my shine cosmic. No more waiting on rescue. No more praying for crumbs. Spirit said you are the answer. So I built a blueprint from the ground up. I learned to cook my own healing. Feed myself, love every meal. Stretch my mornings into real. till discipline started to feel real. No more collapsing and burnout. I rest like royalty now. Every cell in my temple bows when I whisper my vows. I am the builder, the blessing, the bank. My energy's my currency in every rank. I plant the seed, I till the land. What I need comes from my hand. This is my self-sufficiency blueprint, written in breath and faith and grit. I design my life like sacred art. No middleman between me and God. I light my path, I charge my soul. I keep my spirit in payroll control. This is my blueprint, watch me thrive. Powered by purpose, fully alive. Turn my doubts into data, my fears into flow. Study the silence till it taught me everything I needed to know. Now my thoughts build ladders, not cages or chains. I architect abundance in the neurons of my brain. I budget my focus, invest in peace. Compound my joy till blessings increase. Every plan I draft is divine geometry. Spirit and strategy in holy symmetry. Blueprint glowing, go through my veins. Solar plexus printing the gains. Archangel Uriel lights my way. Raphael keeps my health in play. Gabriel whispers, speak and create. Michael guards every gate. I am my own foundation stone. Heaven on earth, right here my home. This is my self-sufficiency blueprint.